Alright guys, you remember last Friday where we actually looked at the wonderful part 1 just 2 days ago of Haribo. Today we are going to look at part 2. No, it's not the reindeers, it's something more crazy. Guys, stick with me, it's gonna be incredible and it's going to blow you away. And today, let's just, without a further ado, just blow you away, okay? Booyah! Look at this freaking thing. He did a ape house. You've seen it from thumbnail anyway, so there's no point in me hiding that longer than this, but oh my god, this is freaking insane. I'm speechless. He has shown me some work in progress of this monkey house, or the ape house I should call it. You English guys are always confusing me with this. But I have seen that in a very unfinished and a very different version. And he was actually asking me if this thing should debut in here, and he's going to upload this to his workshop. So I'm going to include the link in the description of his workshop again, so you can find this. But holy damn, this thing is... I have no words for it. I know how hard it is to build an ape house that is believable. I mean, I did the recreation, so I know it. But oh my god, look at the gorilla habitat over here. I can tell you this looks already amazing, but the inside is incredible because it's like slightly sunken, so the inside looks very flat now with all the foliage kind of nicely seamlessly moving inside this. I will change a few things about this though. I have some ideas how to improve this a little bit, but overall it's just incredibly nice looking. I'm gonna explain a little bit what I meant, but his job is just stellar again, and we're going to look at some of the details. I tell you, you will be mind blown multiple times. But again, it just the way how it fits in this zoo is incredible. He was actually a little bit worried. Haribo was a little bit worried about positioning, but because I drew a line, as you can see over here, I drew a line, and he just kind of crossed that line. You know, as kids, you would be kind of breaking out in tears now, just Mama, he just stepped over into my area. Why did he do this? But honestly speaking, I like the challenge. I like to be challenged. And I will be challenged by this, but in the best possible ways. I already have an idea what to put in here, to be honest, but as I said, this will be the African area. And I kind of think, even though I wanted to make the entrance to the African area more located here, I do believe that this is the perfect area for the entrance of Africa, because you do already have like this ape house here. We're going to look at a little bit more in detail, and then we do have the entrance to the overall African area. And I think my sense is that it would be really nice to have actually a very small pathing area that is just in the center, and just build all the habitats around with some viewing platforms maybe, or even like a little jeep ride. But I'm not sure if I want to do this in Yosemite though. But yeah, before I talk too much about what I will do, let's have a look what Haribo did from up close. So we are just going to follow these people running over here, and also, I mean, can we just appreciate that? Sorry to bother you, but there's no animal having any issues here. But yeah, see you later then. Can we just appreciate how Half Dome is creating the absolutely freaking perfect setting to this one? I mean, can we just I'm losing my words. Can we just appreciate how incredible this looks? Okay, I'm just gonna use this quickly for you guys to see with Half Dome in the back. I do have to say that I will change the field of view a little bit here so we can catch that. Just, I mean, God, I have no words. I do not have any words for that. It is, I like the modern approach of it. To be honest, I was worried if this fits in Yosemite. Now we have to make sure that you can see a very, like in terms of design, we have a very clear cut here. And I love the fact that he used these little curbings over here to even also like reinforce this cut, because totally obviously, or totally obvious, this is the national park area, which is more or less untouched from the actual zoo. And that area is like full spot-on modern zoo. So this could actually be, story-wise, one of the latest additions to the entire zoo, which is very obvious because, I mean, this is like a very modern thing to do, but it has a lot of positive things to it. But before we go in, I just want to give you guys the tour around. Like a few things I do love. Before we go into the build, I just show you around. Look at these benches. He obviously has hidden some actual benches in down here, like people can sit down, which is cool. And then he has the gorillas and bonobo things over here. The idea about this sign is that these are the actual monkeys that are in, so you could actually see the names below, but you know, since we do not unfortunately have too many different images and stuff, we cannot really do this, but I mean, look at that. Also, we have some ricey font in here, if I'm not completely wrong. If I was wrong, I will correct myself in the description down below in the comments, but I'm quite sure that this was ricey, because I know that Haribo is working together with her quite nicely and quite often. And yeah, just like the way he used the foliage and this lovely little backstage access over here, which in fact is not like a real backstage. Is it though? Oh, it is. Is it? Is that like... What is that even? Okay, it's not like a... I'm not even sure what that is, to be honest, but I like the fact that it's nicely hidden. I'm not really sure what that is, but I'm quite sure that Haribo is not doing that just out of cosmetic reasons. I'm quite sure there is even an entrance. But look at how realistic and nice this viewing platform. Okay, also like this is a real distance you would have in a real zoo. This is the kind of distance the animals cannot throw anything, or they cannot jump up here, and you even have the security thing down here as well, and another little glass barrier. But I mean, look at that. Look at the gorilla. Look at this silverback running over here. Just the sheer size, it gives you the feeling, but they're not disturbed. But oh my god, he's like very much the perfect ape for the camera right now. He's running to the food. But yeah, I love that they have such a huge habitat to play around with. Just going a little bit further. Lovely little plant work here as well. Just the different viewing areas are just so great. I mean, just look at that. It's incredible. She's also coming for a little yummy. So there's the yummy over here. Look at that. You have the perfect viewing spot over here. You can actually... I could take another screenshot here because it's so incredibly beautiful. I can actually try to zoom that in a little bit, because that is a quite nice shot. Even though it's not the perfect thumbnail material, I'm just like, I want to have some nice shots of it. It's, oh god, it's just incredible. Okay, but then he has created this lovely little pathway, and this I want to call this the Mike Sheets reminiscent pathway, exploring the Yosemite area with these little nice fences guiding you through. Oh, what is that though? I think there's nothing Haribo can do about, but that's a little glitch of the path thing. I hate that. Can we just... I think we will cover this up. I'm not a biggest fan of that one, but anyways. And as you approach, you do not see anything else than the nature, which I think is a very important bit of the overall build, which I also tried to do quite a few times. Also, this rock over here is placed very intentional to block the view and let you focus for a bit onto the nature, rather than having all the animals always in your focus. Because again, this is a national park at the very core, and in the national park you are there because of the nature and not because of animals. Well, if you spot some animals in the free wild, that's great, but it's not the main reason why you're there, you know. And this is why usually these paths are actually laid out exactly this way, and that makes total sense. Now if you go back here, you have a wonderful view onto the roof, but also on this hand side you can see have a peek into the habitat without actually disturbing the animals too much. Like a big fan of that one as well. And yeah, just look at the work. You can already see some peaks from the inside. The inside is as beautiful, I tell you guys. It's shocking. Okay, but again, you can see it's not ending here. He's done a very hilly, lovely... This is like the work. You cannot appreciate it enough. How incredibly nice this looks. It might not look that nice or like this special, okay, if you see that. But this is exactly the art in it. It doesn't have to be special. It has to look as if it just fits here, as if it belongs here. And this is how it is. It just like, I mean, come on. This is just beautiful, okay? So you really have to follow that path leading you up this mountain. And then you come here and yeah, it's not yet done, but and yet again, my hard drive was full. God, I don't know what is actually happening. Performance should also be a bit better now because my hard drive was running hot. Anyhow, we just quickly jump over to the other side, boom, because there is also a path which is not yet connected. This is on the other side. We will actually tackle this building from this side to end the little story where we began it, and therefore we are just going all the way over here until this point, because this is where we have to connect the pathways later. You can see this is the cheetah habitat again. This is something I'm not really happy with, but oh god, I'm way more happy with that one, to be honest. But yeah, lovely little stuff he's done here. You can see this is the other side from the building. Quite often you see these modern buildings exactly mirrored that way. So you have on the one hand side, you have the external habitat or the outside habitat for the gorillas, and then on the other hand side you have kind of in a mirrored way for the other ones. This is for the bonobos. As you can tell over here, we have this wonderful, lovely little ditch, some cool enrichment items. It's not as deep as for the gorillas because they're not as dangerous, but you know, they can still throw some stuff. And yeah, I think I don't have to talk anymore about the incredible rock work. Also the way how it's used the mulch is just really looking nice. Some, you know, some random rocks in between to just break the kind of stuff. And you know, just look at that netting over here. God, it's looking so gorgeous. Also the platforms in the trees, and yeah, just this look. Okay, like just look at that. It just looks perfect. Just looks perfect. Yeah, but now let's go into the building because it is as phenomenal as you can see. Look at that. Okay, this is straight out of a real zoo. I don't know. I mean, it's hugely inspired by a real monkey house or ape house from a zoo. But I mean, just like this scene over here, okay? Just them napping on top of you. This is exactly how you would see that in a real zoo. And then you have this hammock design over here. And the special thing about this design is that the traversable area is actually conforming towards that shape. If you've seen my episode building the hammocks for the orangutans, you know that a lot of pieces in the game, if you put them together like that, they just create a surface that is connecting these outer dots, you know, that the animals could not lie down in the bit in the middle. They will actually float in the air because these pieces together create like this weird shape. But this is kind of a piece that doesn't do it, which is very nice indeed. But you know, they just do it for us now. Look at that. And honestly, these kind of platforms over here, this is something you do see all over real zoos. It might look a little bit boring at the first glance, but it is exactly how it is in real zoos. The only minor part of criticism is, but this is something I just learned in the ape house myself, and this is one thing I will do, actually to make it look a bit more used and not too straight out of a catalog. We could change the colors of some of the plaster pieces just slightly, you know, just making this look a little bit weathered, just not, you know, too crazy, but like you could take those things that are in direct sunlight and make them a little bit more middle or bright and less saturated, while the other ones you can make it a little more dark and stuff like that. But you can actually see how they use these wonderful pillars up here, how they move through. Can we just go over to look from over here? Oh, look at that. This is just, oh god, this is phenomenal. The work he's done in here. Hello, little dude. Hello. You want just to say hello at the mirror over here? You could even take that as a screenshot. I don't know. There's just so much you can take as a screenshot out of that one. I'm just going to take one here because it's just looking too good. I mean, just this, like how it's reflecting down here and everything. And this is just, if there was just like anything. Oh, look at that. I love them interacting with each other. I barely see this too often. Did they actually patch this? Because in the last couple of days, I have the feeling they do interact a lot more with each other. I'm not sure if they did already do this, but I don't know. You know what would be cool? If you just come up here and you would sit down just at this point, that would be cool, because that's going to be like the perfect thumbnail. That would be the... No, don't run. Okay, there you go. You just run. Whatever, I caught you. But you can actually see they even have a little tunnel leading into the other side of it, and there is even more. There's another hammock. So it's really, really freaking big, and they do seem to use everything, which I am, again, a huge fan of. But you can really see, I love how this subtle incline leads you into a raised area. The platform is actually a bit raised, so you have a better view into the second part of the habitat. And then over here you have to switch to the left hand side. You have a little gallery down here of some African pieces, which is just a little subtle detail. And then and there's one thing I really want to mention. He said this to me. So this entire building is made out of windows. Yeah, you heard it right. All these pieces are back sides of rotated windows. There's not a single plaster piece used in here. These are windows. The cool bit is they look better as any of the concrete pieces in the game because they just look like a little bit weathered concrete texture. It looks phenomenal. And then also the way he uses the African ropes to create these patterns on the fencing, it looks just too good. And yeah, he used the opaque glass. Is this actually... Oh, I was lying to you. This is definitely a plaster piece. But the rest is the opaque glass, and then he just used this to connect because you cannot rotate the opaque glass, so that's why. And on the left-hand side, you do have the habitat for the bonobos, which is pretty similar to what you've seen for the gorillas, but you know, the animals do not really mind too much. I love these things, to be honest, as well. I think they can even use this. I'm not sure if they do, but potentially they could use these climbing things. These are bamboo pieces, so I reckon they can. I'm a little bit too afraid. I'm actually scared to click one of the animals to see the traversable area, but you know what? We just do it. I'm brave enough to do it because I really want to see that. Can I quickly grab you? Say traversable area. I'm just gonna click you. Oh, look at that. They can use them partly, even though not all of them. I wonder though if they would use it though. I'm not seeing a point why they would use it, but like technically they could, which is kind of cool, which is really cool. Okay, let's unselect this dude and leave him running again. I think it's fine to click the traversable area as long as I don't change anything in their habitat. So yeah, that's kind of nice. And then yeah, obviously you do have this building. One thing though I like, you know, I'm a big fan of how clean insides look. But I do miss quite a few things, maybe some education boards and, you know, some kind of little clutter, even though I know it's, you know, potentially not realistic, but I think I will add some stuff in. Oh, look at that water feature. Look at this. It's so perfect. I love it. I just love it. I see them running and just moving around. I have no words. I have no words. Yeah, that's it. We are out here again. Whew. Guys, I hope you guys are as blown away as I am, because if not, I don't know what you've done wrong or what I've done wrong in maybe not showcasing it correctly. This is, yeah, it's out of this world. It's ridiculous, honestly. Like zoo-wise, this is amongst the best stuff I've seen so far. As a blueprint, or I don't know if you can even call that a blueprint, but it's, my lord. Can we just admit also that Haribo just started playing Planet Zoo in January, and he's never even played Planet Coaster, so he's not like that he knew the tools already. He knew them from you know, Bro Nation maybe, but yeah, it's really putting me to shame as well, because that is some gorgeous work. Also, I like these little catacombs here, where they can actually use them, you know. This is actually a catacomb they can use, like the monkeys can use that one to get out. And they will, and it's traversable, and it's, oh, I cannot even. It's so lovely, like they just lay down here and chill. They have a wonderful time in here. I would love it as well if I would be one. So yeah, there's not much more to say, other than thank you, Haribo, for doing this, because that is honestly one of the greatest things ever been added to one of my projects. It is incredible, and yeah. We are nearing the end of this project, but that's kind of far into the future. But for now, I will call it a day for this episode, and I will also call it a day for a few more days until we have Yosemite again. I won't promise any date because I have no idea, honestly. We will focus a little bit more on the yesterday released project Summer Lake, which is going to be the main feature for the next coming weeks, simply because I just want to do something else, and I'm hoping that you guys are as excited for it as I am. But yeah, I want to thank all of you for still being so interested in that project. It really gives me a lot of smiles and a good mood whenever I see all of your comments. So please comment a lot about this project again. Let me know what you want to see next in this zoo. Let me know what you think about Haribo's input. Do you think it was a great idea to bring him in? Did you know about Haribo? I'm really also interested. Have you ever heard of him? Because many people thought it was Mike going to be this one. I was thinking about making a joke maybe, but I decided against it because I really think that Mike is not Haribo, Haribo's not Mike. They've both friends, and I want to point out that the job that Haribo did in here is just outstanding, and you don't even need to compare him. Sometimes you don't need comparisons. Sometimes it's enough to just say, mate, you've just done an awesome job, okay? So it's just ridiculously great, and I'm just gonna thank you for that. But yeah, other than that, guys, I really do hope you appreciate that. Let me just quickly take a second to guide you guys to my Instagram channel. So recently I've been starting again, like multiple times already, to mention this because we are closing into 2,000 followers. I would love to reach that at some point because I don't know, it feels good. We are at 1.89 or something like that. I don't know. So that would be cool. Just jump over if you're interested. Links are always in the description in case you want to see. And also, if you haven't subscribed on that channel for whatever reason, make sure to do so because that helps the channel out. And also leave me some feedback about the microphone again because still the new microphone. And if there's any problem, let me know. I'm gonna fix that. But until then, I really hope that you guys enjoyed. I really hope you had a good weekend so far. And yeah, enjoy your Sunday. Have a very nice week next week, and we talk to you in the next one. Have a good time, and goodbye.